Hey guys, it's Jewel again. We got cut off. I forgot to put this phone on airplane mode and I got a phone call. So we were gluing our papers on, and in the meantime, I did print out that one piece of paper that I screwed up with my paper cutter. And so we have this paper here. Now, I decided, okay, nope, wrong. This paper here. Okay, so we've glued this one, and look what I did. I had it this open and upside down, but that's all right because I'm probably going to put a label there anyways. Something will be there. Okay, so I went and I printed a couple more pieces because I realized that I wanted to, I think we put this one down. I wanted to, the areas that are going to be hinged, okay, so this is my prototype. Whoops, just dropped all kinds of stuff on the floor. Where I'm going to hinge this one and then hinge this one, the back of this one. I'm going to be sealing this and sealing this. That I wanted to have paper on the flip side because these were going to open, you know, like so, but they're going to have like hinges on them. So I know this looks a little complicated. So what I've decided to do is I am going to have taped the entire series before you see it. So I will have already done the flip through, and I think it will be easier because I'm kind of learning, you know, each one of these desk sets are so different. And so I construct them and have an idea in my mind until it's finished. I'm really not 100% sure what it's going to be. So I wanted to show you, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on. And then I'm going to show you something that I realized in a second. So let's glue this one on. And there's going to be a couple steps that we need to do here in a sec. And I know you probably see that stitching. I'll tell you what that is for in a second as well. Stitching is not necessary. No sewing is necessary. But, you know, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of different pockets and different things that I want to do. So that's why. All right, let's see if we can get this one on straight. It'll be pretty close. Okay. All right, now, before I cut this down, I'm going to show you how I cut these how I'm going to cut these down. I'll show you that in a second with this paper. You know, we folded this up. Recall that where it's folded up, there's going to be a, you know, like a gap there. So you can do one of two things. You can just glue this piece down, okay? Or you can kind of do what I did, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to stitch it more, but I stitched this piece here because what I'm going to do is I decided that, of course, we're going to seal this here and here. I'll do that in a minute, but before I do that, I'm going to run to the machine and I'm going to stitch this onto here. And what that's going to do is I'm going to have a pocket here and a pocket here, and then a pocket on each side here, okay, if I want to use them. So that's for that purpose. And then this whole thing is going to get glued here, and then I'll come back later and reinforce that. So I'll show you that in a second. Now, in the meantime, everything, I have all the papers I want. Since these two are going to be glued down, I didn't worry about lining this part. But since this part is not, this is going to be hinged right here somehow, I believe. I added paper on the back of this one as well. So the only one that I need to worry about now is, we're going to add that back pocket on here as well, is, this is the back actually, this is the front, I keep mixing that up, is this piece right here. So let me fold this. And what I do with these is I get them cut down and then I just flip it over and draw along the sculpted edge. So I'm looking here, let me make sure I'm in frame. And I'm gonna cut this down here. Okay, and then we'll hand cut the other part. Okay, so then what I'm going to do here is this side is going to be, I'm going to be gluing this to this side. Well, I cut a little bit too much off, but that's okay, it's on the back. Let me just flip this over and I'll show you how I do that. And then what I do is I just, let me pop this down a little bit more. I can. I just draw around that area. Just like this. And then cut that. So that's how I do that with all of the papers. So then I get the shape, you know, fairly right. And I think what I'll do with this is I'll take my, instead of trying to, I'll just use what I've used to round all the other corners and they should line up pretty good. Okay, so we've got that and we've got this, and then I just want to ink this before we glue it down, and then we can put the two pieces, the two folders together. So I'm not too concerned since this is on the inside, but you're still going to be able to see down in there because it's going to pull away, if you know what I'm saying. It's a hinge. That's what I call it anyways. You know, something else, I did not do this. Okay, let me move these aside and we will glue this paper down. And I am using seedless preserves for my ink. Any lavenders or, you know, plum. There's a lot of plum in this. Shades of purples and woodwork, or just plain old, just a distress ink of, you know, walnut stain or whatever you have. A good old vintage photo, which I go through a lot of that. Okay, so this is a little smaller, but that's okay. Tiny bit of glue around the outside here. All right, so that is that, and here we go with this. Now what I'm going to do, well, let's go ahead and put the pocket on the back of this first. Okay, I showed you the pocket and I think we said this was 4 or 5 inches. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and glue the 3 sides. And this will be a good place to, if you're using this as a desk set, you could put envelopes in this. Also, these are fun to add photos in, bits, receipts. You could put paper in here, writing paper. All right, so this is the back. Now I'm going to run to the machine really quick, and what I'm going to do is I want to stitch right here and here. Then we're going to glue these together. So I'm sorry I have to leave you over there while I do this, but one day maybe I will get a setup where my sewing machine is not the same place. All right, quick as that. And I love my little roll chair. It makes it easy. I roll back and forth. And you know, I will be doing a craft room tour. Oh, you know what? I gotta pull this way a little bit. One of these days. I did one and it came out so darn blurry. Because I was on one of those selfie sticks and I'm like, I can't put that up. Because I have this whole new room. Oh, I probably redid it like a year ago. I'm in a different room. And my desk is actually very large, but it's so full of stuff. I don't know. It's just crazy. All right, now we want to, if you're not going to do that, you can do a bead of glue in behind there or have the one long pocket. And you want to glue down these sides. Here, I should have done that first, but I'm thinking about just reinforcing everything. Let's see if I can get myself in here, with the machine, off camera. I'll show you what I mean in a minute for those of you that sew. For those of you that don't, just get some good glue, because this is a heavy. This is pretty heavy. This is meant to last. No scrawny papers here. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3 level, like 4, 5, 6 levels of cardstock, really, when you think about it, when it's folded up. The fold down here anyways. All right, now these are going to, okay, this has to be glued together here. Because I'm gonna have the hinge on here and the hinge on here, so I'm not worrying about gluing all of that. Now, if you don't want this to have a lot, if you want it flat, keep it flat. I decided I want to add a journal in here and maybe another journal in here. That's my thought right now. That could change. All right, wait a second. I should put the glue on this side. Okay. All right, let me just take this like this. And this. Okay, now we are going to glue, this is going to be hinged, so I only want to glue the bottom of this. No, Brie. So I'm only going to glue the bottom, and I will go back. I'll probably sew that. Okay, so this is going to kind of lift away. So I think, Brie, no. I had to stop a video last week and restart it because of that noisy little chihuahua. But I don't know, I should not do videos on Tuesdays. This is a Tuesday. I think I'll probably wrap some lace around this too. So I'm not sure. We'll see how this works. If this stays. My suggestion, if you're not going to sew, like I am, maybe make this a flat pocket also. So you would glue this down. So then there's the flat pockets here, the flat pocket here, the flat pocket here. Or there's another option, because I'm thinking you could have folded this and made a, let me show you what I mean. Like this, so you would have had more of but this is really heavy, so it'd be heavy, but you could do that where you would have a make a little gusset so it would sit up. So that's another option. But this is the way I'm going to do it now. I'm going to try it. I may have to glue these two down. So I will be back for the next part, and when we come back, we're going to be adding all of the items we want on the top of this to decorate this, and then figure out what we're going to make to go inside. Okay, so with that, guys, as I'm off camera, I will be doing some stitching. I'm only going to be stitching here now because I really can't stitch here now, because if I want this to, you know, like I was showing you, come out like this, see? So it would be like this, okay? And then this will be like this as well. Almost like an, you know what I'm saying? Like you would see a angled, I don't know if I'm even picking it up in camera. So this will be up and this will be up, just like that. Guys, get that? Okay, I hope so. You will know if you've seen the final flip through. Okay, thanks for following along, guys, and I hope you're enjoying the project. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.